Welcome back, everyone. Hour 2 of Middays coming at you live from 2 Mississippi museums in downtown Jackson. Joining us now, Donnie Dukes. He is the Chief Warrant Officer for Mississippi and also a member of the National Guard. Good to have you on there.
Thank you, Gerard.
So, Donnie, tell us exactly what a Chief Warrant Officer is. And, before you do that, your role in the Guard as it pertains to veterans.
So, a Chief Warrant Officer is basically a quiet professional that gets to stay in his profession for a long period of time, so he can advise his commanders better on the battlefield. Okay. So they do it for a long period of time, and commanders use them to make good decisions. Okay. So you're like an advisor, consultant, so to speak. We are. So are you responsible in that role for gathering and analyzing, processing all the data, the intelligence, and then assisting the decision makers based on that? So we have different warrants, aviation warrants, we have maintenance warrants, we have military intelligence warrants. So me, like being in aviation, maintenance was my background, and I did it for almost 30 years. Okay. So I would move aircraft all over theater. The commanders would ask me, how are we going to do this, and we would advise them. So I understand. And the rest of the warrants do the same thing. I understand. All right, great. So, all right, tell us what we got going on here today at 2 Mississippi museums. I see the National Guard band entertaining us, lots of dignitaries. And we have to give props to the band. They're awesome. They are awesome. They're awesome. They're at every event, and they do a great job. They certainly do. But today is, we're honoring Veterans Day. Right. And this morning I went and talked at my granddaughter's school, 1st and 2nd grade. I was not prepared for some of those questions. It was it was a treat. But for me to show pride in Mississippi, and for me to show pride in our soldiers. I'm the Command Chief Warrant for the state of Mississippi. Okay. And I represent the warrants. I'm their voice. So I'm their servant, basically, and I'm proud to do that. We have so many good soldiers in the state, especially on Veterans Day. We have so many people that pay a sacrifice, not only overseas, but in our state. Right. For the water crisis. Yeah. We went and visited all the soldiers that did that. There's a sense of pride in a soldier that gets to help his community, which is amazing, and makes them more proud to serve their nation. Yeah. So that's a little bit of a difference between the National Guard and the regular Army. Yeah. That's a great point. I happened to see General Boyles speak about a week ago. He said the same thing, Donnie. He said that the folks in the Guard, the soldiers in the Guard say, this is what I signed up to do. When they're out helping in their communities and seeing the benefits of their service right there on the ground, he said, that's what I signed up to do. It is. It's really gratifying. When you raise your hand and swear to God to defend the country, you're not only defending your country, but you're defending the state and the people in it. So. Sure. So he also said something about deployment that might be coming up. Tell us about that. So we have, right now we have the 112th, 113th MPs. They're deploying to Alaska and also in El Paso to help with border missions. We'll probably end up having about 2,000 more soldiers by the end of the year deploy. Aviation. We have the 155, we have the 184th. We're always deploying. We're always doing our duty. And today is a great day to notice those families, that are at home while these guys and gals are gone. And I'd like to pay tribute to them and tell them how much we appreciate their sacrifice. Yes, sir, absolutely. We certainly do. How important is it that we remember our veterans and pay homage and celebrate Veterans Day? It's huge. Over the course of all the wars, I think there's been the people that have laid down their lives have been over 1,340,000 soldiers. Mm-hmm. So, freedom is not free, and we'll continue to do our job and do our duty. So.
Absolutely. Originated, I believe, the first day was 1947 comes to mind.
So 1947 was when they announced it Veterans Day.
Okay.
It was, I think, Robert Weeks from Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, right.
But at the end of World War I, the 11th hour, 11th day, 11th month is when World War I ended, and it was known as Armistice Day.
Armistice Day,
so,
yeah. Wow. So celebrations across the country, including here in the great state of Mississippi.
They do. And I think, like I told you, I went to my granddaughter's school this morning and talked about veterans, and some of the questions that they asked me I was not prepared for from first and second graders.
Share that with us. Give us an example or two. Come on.
There's always, how many people have you killed, that kind of thing, and then you have to explain to these children and that we're not just here to be in a war.
Yeah.
We support the nation and the state in several different things like water purification.
Sure.
We help with disaster relief. We help more than we are on the front. So they had some awesome questions. They want to know how high I used to fly and how high a helicopter could go.
Well, that's reasonable questions for an aviator.
That is.
Absolutely. That is awesome. So. Do you feel like, Donnie, seems like so many of our country have just now hold this contempt for the military? Do you feel like that having gone to school that there's respect for the uniform? You're in the dress blues, as they say today. Looks just awesome, sir.
So
just
thank you. This is a GSU uniform, but what they used to wear in World War II.
Okay.
I like it. But in Mississippi, more than most, people take pride and they stop and they tell us as soldiers how much they appreciate us. I hate to go to lunch in my uniform because somebody's going to stop and pay for my lunch.
Yeah.
But they feel honored, and that makes me proud to serve the state of Mississippi and the nation, really.
So glad to hear that. And it's important, is it not, though, Donnie, and I'm so grateful that you were invited and able to stand in front of children so that they see the goodness of the great folks that sacrifice and serve in our military, and you represent us so well. And as an ambassador, it's important we do that to our youngsters.
It sure is. In the Mississippi National Guard, we have over 12,000 soldiers. And on a percentage-wise, the regular Army has 440,000, and they are way down on their recruiting and retention. And in the Guard, we are not hurting as bad because I think it's because of our patriotism. Because people see what we do for the community. They see what we do. You get a kid that can look in the mirror and say, hey, I've done something for my country.
Yeah.
That means a lot. So, if you're a young man or woman and you want to be a part of something greater than, than just, maybe going to school or whatever.
Or your work.
Right. Serving your country and your state is huge. So the National Guard would be a great place for them.
Well, I can certainly say, anecdotally, any experience and interaction I've ever had with a member of the Guard, no matter where it is in the state of Mississippi, it's always been a positive one. They're so respectful. And you're right. I go out of my way, like so many great folks do in our state, to express my appreciation and gratitude for their sacrifice and their service. And we should. They're just an important and integral role of our communities and as our states. The Guard in particular, because you're so right, when the disasters hit, and unfortunately we've had our share of them the last few years.
We sure have.
They play a key role in helping us get on our feet and just protecting us, keeping us safe, and getting through these situations.
And it makes me proud to be a voice for them, because I see these young soldiers that get out there and they truly care about Mississippi, and they care about the people.
That's
and
awesome.
It makes them proud.
That's so good to hear. We've been talking to Donnie Dukes. He's the Chief Warrant Officer for the National Guard of the state of Mississippi. Appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service.